to the channel. This is episode number 2 of series 1. It is basically a continuity of part 1 of the series, and the series is basic languages. We dealt with parts of speech. In total, we have 8 parts of speech, and in our part 1 we dealt with 4 parts of speech. I will not dwell much on our part 1. If you want to get in alignment with everyone else that is on the channel, please make sure that you catch up and you watch part 1. Our part 1 dealt with nouns, verbs, pronouns, and adjectives. Now, before we move on any further to the last 4 parts of speech, it would be wise for us to get in depth about nouns. What we will be talking about today are our common nouns, our proper nouns, our abstract nouns, and our collective nouns. Those are the 4 things that we will be dealing with in today's video. Now, common nouns. Now, everything that will be discussed here will need you to have some sort of prior information or prior knowledge about what we are talking about. With common nouns, we are not going to dwell much on this simply because common nouns are still ordinary everyday things. Like what, for example? Like the pencil, like a book, like a table. These are all things that we discussed when we discussed what a noun is. So, common nouns are pencil, book, table, everyday, ordinary things that we use to point out, to label, basically that. So we are not dealing or dwelling much on it. Moving on to our proper nouns. What are proper nouns would be the first question that we would pose. Proper nouns always begin with the capital letter. Your proper nouns will always have a capital letter at the beginning. Proper nouns are names given to people, places, day, and month. Please do remember though that it does not only end there. What did we say proper nouns were given to? Names of people, places, days, and months. People, we have what? John, always with a capital letter. Places, we will say what? London, a capital letter. Days, Monday, a capital letter. Months, February. Please do not even try to question why I chose what I chose. Anyway, everything will begin with a capital letter. A capital letter for John, for London, for Monday, and for February. What I was talking about when I say please do keep in mind that it does not only end there. There are certain ideologies and educational subjects that you need to consider. Those things also begin with a capital letter. The reason why it is done like that or is like that is to show respect. Now, title of books, films, songs, and plays are also proper nouns and always begin with a capital letter. That is what we were talking about when I say please do keep in mind that it does not only end with people's names, places, days, and months, of course. Now we will move on to our abstract nouns. We will now have Abstract nouns. What are abstract nouns? Abstract nouns usually refer to something that we cannot see. We cannot see, we cannot touch it, it is not tangible, and we cannot even measure it. We can't tell its quantity or quality. We can't. What am I talking about? These are things like kindness, a dream, love. We know about these things, but they aren't tangible. When somebody is kind to you, can you actually touch that kindness? Can you hold it in your hands? Is it tangible? No. Can you hold a dream? Can you come back and say to me, this is what I dreamt about? Feel it, touch it. You cannot, simply because all of those things are our abstract nouns. Now, we will move on to collective nouns. What are collective nouns? Collective nouns is a group of subjects, people, and creatures. Subject, group of people and creatures. For example, a flight of stairs, a string of pearls. This simply puts things together. We won't say 1, 2, 3. We are not singling them out. We are grouping these things. Those are what we call collective noun. A string of pearls. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pearls, but together it is a string of pearls. Now, that is what I wanted us to get into before we could move on to our 4 last parts of speech, which we'll talk more about on episode number 3 of series 1. Now, let's play a bit of a game about collective nouns. I think it would be fun if we do that, don't you think? Now, clean sheet, let's see. A quick game, let's say of 5 words. If they say there are performers there, how would you group them together? 1. We are talking about what? Performers, right? We are talking about performance. So, a collective noun would be an academy of performance. An academy of performance. This is your collective noun. Second word that I would give is wool. It is a what? A bale of wool. Our third and final word will be drawer. It is now a what? It is now a chest of drawer or treasure. That brings us to the end of the episode. the end of part 2, series 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to comment and tell me how many of these words were you able to come up with, how many were you able to figure out, what is it that you would like us to discuss going further. On the next episode, we shall tackle more of our 4 other parts of speech that was left out of the 4 that we didn't do. So that is what we will go into. If we need to go in depth on a certain matter or certain subject, we shall do that. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will definitely see you guys on the next episode.